at the state convention, this is something that's actually been pretty consistent, a pretty consistent movement in our culture. And what happened at the state convention, I think, is a great example, or a poor example, if you will, of the problem that's happening in our country. Just basically the closing of shop, if you will, of the marketplace of ideas. And it started with something that looked fairly innocuous, which was the way that the vote on the rules was taken. The chair of the Rules Committee moved the adoption of the rules, which is fine. That's very typical of what one might see. But then he also called a question immediately, disallowing any debate on that. Now, I know why they did that, because they feared that Ron Paul supporters would try to come in and change all the rules. That was not our plan at all. Our plan was actually to for the most part, go with the flow. The rules, for the most part, weren't too bad. If I had been a delegate, I was an alternate, unfortunately. If I had been a delegate, I wanted to actually make a rules change that gave us the agenda back. One of the rules that they had made, which is very draconian, was to say that the chair had absolute authority over the entire agenda of the convention, which is why later on in the convention he was able to say that any kind of amendment to the agenda was out of order, because he could. He made all the rules as far as the agenda went. So that basically lived and died right there. There wasn't a lot we could do after that point. And so the chair allowed debate to be closed, and he said, right from the pulpit, if you will, that it's going to take a 2/3 vote. If we get a 2/3 vote, then the rules will be passed. And the question was not on the passage of the rules. The question was clearly on whether debate should be closed or not. Now, the unfortunate thing is most of the people that were there, didn't know anything about that, didn't know anything about Robert's Rules of Order, or how, someone in the minority should be given at least an opportunity to speak. We've lost this idea that a deliberative body like a convention has this special characteristic about it. It's what makes this country great. It's not mob rule. Never has been. We've always been a society built on the rule of law. And part of that rich heritage is the Robert's Rules of Order. And giving the minority a voice, a chance to be heard. Because you know what? He may be the one that's going to end up saving us from ourselves. And we just don't know it yet. There's always that chance. And democracy is, as Benjamin Franklin put it, pure democracy is two wolves and a lamb deciding on what they should have for lunch. Liberty is the lamb, a well-armed lamb, contesting the vote. And what Robert's Rules of Order, very simply put, is it gives the minority some armaments to go into battle in a very civil way. If we continue to have mob rule in this country and continue to promote that as the kind of democracy, the kind of republic we want to have, we're going to end up eating ourselves from the inside out, and we're going to end up destroying this country, and we're going to end up destroying the real minorities, the smaller voices that are out there, who could very well be the ones that end up, or would have ended up, saving us. And we'll see a kind of reverse revolution, if you will, much akin to the French Revolution, in my opinion. I don't think the guillotine's too far away. If we continue down this path, it doesn't need to be that way. We need to go back to just some basic principles that we've lost in this country, from school boards all the way up to, fortunately not Congress yet, but even to some degree at Congress. We've lost this ability to tolerate other viewpoints. Somehow we keep claiming that we're becoming a more tolerant nation, but at the end of the day, we find ourselves being very intolerant. of people in the minority, people that should have a voice, and we just rather them shut up so we can get on with our business and get on with our day. So that's probably the most poignant thing that I saw in the convention was that and the removal of microphones to really demonstrate once and for all, this is the way it's going to be. This is what the party has dictated, and this is what's going to happen. It wasn't a convention; it was a coronation, and honestly, I'm very disappointed.